Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Monday and welcome to our series Celtic Triads. This week we are looking at the Three Aged Sisters. These triads were compiled by John F. Wright, 1995. The full triad reads, Three Aged Sisters, Groaning, Chastity, and Ugliness. So, let's begin with the groaning, aka the bitch fest. There is a difference between raising difficult subjects and bitching just a bitch, isn't there? With the former, it's about addressing a problem with a view towards finding a way to solve it. And the latter, it's about using people and the world in general as a scratching post when you're in a bad mood. Now, why is groaning one of the aged sisters? After all, there are plenty of young people who are endlessly whining, so it's a valid question. But if you consider the psychological effects of being around people who see every storm cloud, always possess the greatest wound, and hate everyone and everything all the time, well, it feels like you have aged about 10 years after 10 minutes conversation, doesn't it? Because that person is absorbing so much energy that when it's all said and done, the people around them just want a nap and are probably making a mental note to avoid future interactions if possible. Now, this brings us to Chastity, otherwise known as No One Would Have You. It is one thing to be single because you haven't met someone who you want to be with or who you can see as a long-term partner, or even to be single because you're wanting to attend to some areas of life before getting serious involved with someone else. But it is an entirely different kettle of fish to be single because you couldn't attract a partner or end up driving away anyone who was even inclined to think of you romantically. Such an individual is not single by choice. This is someone who is not a suitable potential marriage mate. And on some level, they know it, whether they choose to admit it or not, and it bothers them, as it should. The desire to pair off is a primal human urge, as is the accompanying urge to have a family, and when it goes unfulfilled, it ages people. And this aging is visible in body, and it's noticeable in the person's spirit. They become inflexible, hopeless, and they stop looking forward to anything. All of the modern philosophy that is anti-marriage and anti-family, it doesn't override our natural instincts as humans, and you can see the effects that it has on the people who screech about it the loudest. I think that makes the point far more eloquently than anything I could say on the topic. Now we have ugliness, and I want to specify ugliness of the soul, not necessarily the face. Malicious nastiness turns even the greatest physical beauty into a repulsive caricature. And it's a tragic reality of our age because there seems to be greater interest in creating physical beauty than there is in creating a beautiful character. It shows in the shabby way people treat one another. Oftentimes no one ever told them that they should behave better, or what better is, or why it would be better. So we have all this ghastly behavior going around, and it makes the charms of physical beauty wear quite thin. And when the first signs of aging appear, as they appear on all of us, nobody's immune. I don't care how much plastic surgery you have. But when those first signs appear, it's magnified because you don't just have the physical signs of aging, you have that nastiness of the character, and it all gets projected outward that much stronger. Whereas if you have someone who is more lovable, the eyes don't necessarily hone in on the fact that perhaps the person doesn't look exactly the way they once did. And that's because it is the spirit within that is the attraction, and that spirit is as vibrant as ever. So the toll of the years on the body doesn't signify in that situation, at least not as much. The truly unfortunate person is someone who is ugly in both appearance and in character. I firmly believe that there is more than just one style of beauty, and that everyone can learn to enhance their natural features to their advantage, even if they're unlikely to have a career in modeling. But none of that will matter if there is no inner beauty, and I love the way this triad points to the need to have that inner beauty, because that is something that can last us and will serve us well whether we are 9 or 90. So that's what I have to say about this triad. I'm very curious about your thoughts. Please do let me know in the comment section below, or come see us on Discord at Blackbird's Brew. There's a link to join in the description box below, and I'd be very happy to have you. So, until then, bye!